Welcome back to the Agency Navigators podcast by AgencyCFO. I'm Rue.
I'm Don.
I'm Cayla.
We are so happy and grateful that you have chosen to spend your time with us once again. And today, this is a topic we've talked about before. It's not a surprise. Industry benchmarking. It is near and dear to our heart. We're going to take a little different take on it today and call it
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
So if it's near and dear to our hearts, how can it be bad and ugly? Well,
it all takes a little bit of work and some effort.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good. The good far outweigh the bad and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
When agency CFO meets or talks for first time we talk to a new agency, we're always curious about whether they're familiar with benchmarking. Are they involved? Have they read the benchmarking studies? And there's multiple. So whether it's the Reagan Big I, Marshberry, National Alliance, generically, are they familiar with benchmarking? And we ask that because we consider it the most important foundational element, financial element, is benchmarking.
Mm-hmm. Anything to add, Kay, before we jump in?
No, I think what we're going to share and the information we're going to give, no matter which, data set that you subscribe to and like to follow and listen to, the idea is still the same. Everything that we're going to share with you, it's not because we're subscribing to a certain benchmarking study. This is across the board, the good, the bad, and the ugly of benchmarking as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So first, the why. Why should you even participate? If you have ever even seen the opening of one of these benchmarking surveys, your mind, your eyes will go squiggly and your mind will go blank. Like, where do I even begin? Because it is a considerable lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to maybe put this into an analogy. Use a couple analogies. One is oftentimes we spend so much time within the four walls of our agency that we forget there's a whole world out there. Mm-hmm. There are 35,000, roughly, give or take, a few agencies across the country. And we live inside our four walls, but what are the other 35,000 agencies actually doing, and how are they performing?
And what's worth doing? Yeah.
Absolutely. So that, oftentimes it's an easy way to gain vast knowledge about how is the rest of the world performing. And if you think about if you were a sports team and we only kept one score. So there were 2 teams playing or 10 teams playing, but only one team was keeping score, their own score. Well, are we winning or we're losing? And the moral of the story is when we only know our score, well, we know our growth, or maybe we know our profitability, or we know our revenue per employee. We know that as a fact, but we have no idea, is that good or bad? How do we compare to our peers? Mm-hmm. And not only how we compare to our peers, we want to compare ourselves to our, high-performing peers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the ability to benchmark ourselves and understand how we are performing against our high-performing peers is invaluable.
Which is why it's worth the effort. Anything to add to that, Kay? Because I know I have a quick comment, but I want you to go first.
Yeah, I think it's a user guide, right? The idea and question we always get is, well, why should I care? Why should I look at a study? My agency is running profitably. What's the benefit? Well, the idea is your agency is an asset. We will continuously remind you of that. And part of this is giving you a user guide. Why would you not want to take the best of the best, learn from it, and adopt it into your own agency? I mean, you could be running at the best of the best and have no idea. And I will say more often than not, you probably don't want to look at the study because you know that maybe you're not performing as well in certain aspects. And the idea is we're taking the people, the emotion out of it, and we're not saying your business is bad. It's understanding where you stack up against the best of the best. And why can't you be one of the best?
So in a way, it's not only hard in terms of the effort that goes into executing the survey to to putting your
A lot of
data in.
data.
It's a lot. It takes hours. But it's also hard to face the reality of what the results are going to tell you. There's two hards here.
Well, let me help you with the second one. Well, let's speak about both hard aspects then. Let's give them equal time. It's hard to gather the data and complete the survey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Agency CFO does assist. Our financial model makes life a lot easier. So we pre-built. So our financial statement is in the best practices format. There's a lot of data that we have that will help make that task a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
The second hard being it's hard to face the results. I'm going to offer a different perspective. It's a wonderful way to learn where your opportunities are. And at the end of the day, it's the opportunity to maximize the value of the agency. And we're all about growing the value of the agency because you work hard. And why would you not want to maximize the fruits of your efforts?
Mm-hmm. So if it's the good, the hard, instead of the ugly, it's the dangers. Let's go into dangers of what's the danger of benchmarking. Go ahead, Kay. I'll let you start it.
I'm laughing because we're coming off of a part of best practice season. If you followed the Regan Big Eye survey, you know what it takes, hopefully, to get that inputted. And the idea is garbage in, garbage out. Well, bad data into the survey is, bad data out. So it's really
dangerous.
Art and a science. And we always get asked, how could we automate this? How could we make the process more efficient? And our reporting model and our proprietary model does a really great job of summarizing it for you. Yet there's a lot of legwork that happens in our implementation process where we read out that bad data, we go through it, and we really get you to a point where we can summarize it. And that's not a just, snap of your fingers, within a day process. That takes time, and it takes, again, art and science, the expertise of a CFO to really go through that and know what we're talking about.
Right. Absolutely, Cayla. First part is completing the survey properly, accurately, utilizing good data. The second danger happens when you receive the results or you're comparing your results against the peer. It's easily to draw the wrong conclusions.
You can misinterpret the results and not ever realize it.
Absolutely. And that's where the advice of an experienced CFO becomes tremendously valuable. There's an art and a science to interpreting, well, if I'm not at the benchmark, maybe I'm under benchmark, over benchmark, whatever, what does it really mean?
Mm-hmm.
And is there a good reason, bad reason, opportunity for improvement? What does it mean? The survey doesn't tell you that. All you know is where you compare. What to do about it, or should you take action, is a completely different aspect.
And I'm sitting here with the realization, and this is one of those that's going to make Don cringe, but also puff up a little bit. You have been doing the Reagan Big Eye Best Practice Survey for more than 20 years. Actually physically doing the survey for an agency or multiple,
and we've
being
done,
a part of it.
We've seen this. We've been a part of so many submissions for so many agencies, working with them to take their results, interpret, turn it into action. It is absolutely one of the bedrocks of what Agency CFO is built around, is implementing best practices to maximize agency value. It's part of who we are.
So we have the good. You're doing it so you can reap the rewards of the industry. We have the dangers of bad data and misinterpretation. We have knowledge is power. It's all these cliches, but yet they speak to us for a reason. It gives you the broader context. We talked about your high performing peers. They're going to be your user guide. But then now we have the how. in the agency CFO. If it's not us, there's other great organizations out there. Get an expert guide. Make sure your data is clean. We benchmark you every month. And this is what's really important. This is the key to, even if you don't submit for a best practice survey or any benchmarking survey, we have permission from Bobby Reagan and the Big I to use the data in our proprietary model. We give them credit. We give you the link on every report we produce using it, because it is so important that every month when we produce your earnings report, you can see your benchmark. All right, Kay and Don, you're both nodding. Go for it.
Cayla?
I was going to say, I think for me, I love when clients ask me to sit down and the study gets published at the, say end of summer, early fall, it varies. When they want to go through it with me, it's exciting because, again, part of this is not only knowing where you're at today, but it's also giving you the answers for the future, right? You consider an agency that's large, and one of my favorite questions to ask is, what technology do you have? What are you using to run an agency at that level? And they're giving you the answers, whether you're $1 million agency, under $1 million looking forward, at each level how much you're going to need to spend to stay at top of line. If you're an agency, that's already there. You have an understanding of what your peers are doing. There's just so much more than just your opportunity today. It's, what does your future path look like? Well, they just give you all of the answers. It's like getting a study guide before a test. Well, most likely, if it's on the study guide, it's going to end up on the test.
We're right on the same wavelength, Cayla, with me. I don't know if I'd call it a study guide. I'd call it the answers to the exam. It shows you the roadmap. Yeah. Now you have to get there, but it shows you if you were at best practices, what does it look like? It's invaluable.
If you have the right interpretation. Mm-hmm. And we're here as a guide. We're here as a resource. We want to help all of you succeed. It's in our mission. Your success is our success.
So we know that if you're listening to this, you're somewhere on the spectrum too. One, I'm at the end of the spectrum. I've never even considered it. I've never read a best practice study. I really don't know much about it. Two, I've submitted a lot of these, and I'm a best practice agency, whatever. We get that. So wherever you are in that spectrum, how do you take the next step? So if you are at the outset and this is unfamiliar to you, go out there to the Reagan Big I website, Best Practice Study. You can read it for free.
You can download it for cost.
And
it's not much.
The best financial information that will help you manage your agency. If you're farther down the spectrum and you're thinking about submitting, we can help you. Or if you're thinking about working with a CFO, a good CFO, part of those services should be utilizing peer group best practice data into your reporting. You want to know continually, how is your agency performing against best practice? Because that will show you where your opportunities are for value improvement.
Yeah. So instead of the good, the bad, and the ugly, we have the good, the dangers, and the hard work. It is worth it. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We'll keep this one a little shorter because we packed it with good tips for you. Please listen to us, download us on your favorite podcast, reach out to podcast@AgencyCFO.com. We love feedback. We want to hear from you, what you want us to talk about in our future topics. Let us know. And as always, reach out to us if you want to learn more about the Agency CFO program. Thank you so much. I'm Ro.
I'm Don, and I'm going to modify my close here. Financial wellness goes hand in hand with benchmarking. Be well.